Two men leave shore for a one-day fishing trip. Only one comes back. 14 months later, on the other side of an ocean. He had drifted thousands of miles from where he started. He drank turtle blood and his own urine to live. This is what the body survives when quitting isn't allowed. How does a single fishing trip become 438 days? And what happened to the man who didn't come back? Start at the beginning. Two men, one small boat, one ordinary morning. The plan was simple, out and back in about a day. He had made this trip 100 times before. Fish for shark and dorado, then come home. His name was Jose Salvador Alvarenga, a Salvadoran fisherman working the coast of Mexico. Years on the open sea had made him fearless. His companion was younger, by reports in his early 20s. Ezequiel Cordoba had barely fished the deep water before. A hired hand, brought along for one run. November 17th, 2012. Pushed off from the Mexican coast before dawn. Their boat was a panga, open fiberglass, roughly 25 feet. No cabin, no shelter, no roof over their heads. Just an outboard motor and miles of dark water. They motored far out, past the sight of land. The fishing was good that day. Hundreds of kilos of catch filled the hole. Neither man knew it was a trap. Neither knew this was the last calm hour. Then the sky changed. A storm rolled in and trapped them offshore. The motor coughed once, then died for good. No radio, no signal, no way to call home. Wind tore at the open boat. There was no cabin to hide inside. By his account, the storm hammered them for days. The waves climbed higher than the hull. The engine flooded and choked and died. The electronics failed with it. No motor, no working radio, no way to call home. The boat rode dangerously low in the water. To survive, they made a brutal choice. They dumped their heavy catch overboard. A full day's work, gone in minutes. It kept them afloat, but stripped them bare. Now they had no engine. No sail, no anchor, no way to steer. Only the current decided where they went. The Pacific current pushed steadily west. Away from Mexico, away from any coast. The ocean had taken the wheel. Land slid below the horizon and stayed there. Days passed. The coast did not return. His stomach turned on him within days. Then hunger arrived. And with it, a single hard answer. If you want to eat, catch it alive. Alvarenga turned the boat into a hunting ground. Seabirds landed on the hull to rest. He learned to snatch them with bare hands. He killed them and ate them raw. Sea turtles drifted past the boat. He hauled them aboard by their shells. He cracked them open and drank their blood. Fish, jellyfish, whatever the sea offered, he ate it all to stay breathing. Water was the harder enemy. Salt water would kill a man who drank it. When rain fell, he caught every drop. When it didn't, he had no choice. He drank turtle blood for the moisture. And at times, he drank his own urine. Not for shock, to stay alive one more day. The equatorial sun was a second killer. The sun became a second enemy. At noon, he hid beneath a thin plastic cover. It burned the skin and frayed the mind. He had an empty plastic crater board. He climbed inside it to hide from the sun. A box barely his size became his only shelter. He was surviving. The younger man was not. Cordoba could not stomach the raw meat. The blood, the bird, the turtle, it sickened him. He ate less each day. Then, by Alvarenga's account, around 4 months in, almost nothing. His body began to waste away. Muscle melted off his frame. And as the body failed, so did the will. He grew quiet, then distant, then closed off. He stopped fighting to live. By that account, he refused food near the end. Before he died, he asked one thing. He made Alvarenga promise something. Promise you will not eat my body. Alvarenga gave his word. And then Cordoba died. His companion could not stomach the raw catch. Alvarenga has described it as a slow refusal to eat. One man was now truly alone on the sea. What came next nearly broke him. He could not let his friend go. He kept the body aboard the boat. By his account, the corpse stayed with him for days. And in his loneliness, he began to talk to it. He asked questions into the silence. He answered back in Cordoba's voice. Anything to feel less alone out there. Slowly, he understood what was happening. The solitude was unraveling his mind. Keeping the body was pulling him under. So he kept the harder promise. He gave his friend to the sea. And then there was no one at all. Just one man, one boat, one ocean. How do you measure time with nothing? No calendar, no clock, no working instrument. He had only the sky above him. He scratched a mark for every sunrise. So he counted the one thing that changed. He tracked the phases of the moon. One full lunar cycle marked off, then a second, then a fifth. The moon swelled and shrank, again and again. His body kept grinding down. Sunburn cracked his skin. Salt sores opened across his body. His joints swelled and ached. His hair grew long and matted. A wild beard swallowed his face. Still he counted. 5 moons, 10 moons. Each one a month survived on raw flesh. He counted around 15 moons in all. And then, finally, something changed. On the horizon, a smudge of green. Not a cloud, not a wave. Land, real, solid land. January 30th, 2014. Day 438. He would not let the current carry him past. He left the boat and swam for shore. His ruined body dragged itself onto a beach. It was a tiny islet in the Marshall Islands. Airborne Atoll, thousands of miles from Mexico. He had no idea where on earth he was. A local couple lived in a remote beach house. They opened their door to a stranger. Wild-haired, swollen, barely able to stand. He had crossed much of the Pacific Ocean. The current dragged him west, always west. Estimates put his drift in the thousands of miles. Some figures run past 6,000. He is often called the longest known survivor of a sea drift. He had cheated the ocean and come back. But the story was almost too much. Because at first, almost no one believed him. The tale sounded flatly impossible. Over a year alone, on an open boat. Some reporters openly suspected a hoax. He looked too mobile for a starving man, they said. His body seemed wrong for the story he told. The doubt followed him off the beach. Then the experts looked closer. Oceanographers ran the currents. A drifting boat could cross from Mexico in roughly a year. Researchers modeled the path of the drift. Their map predicted a landfall, close to where he actually washed up. The numbers matched the impossible story. His lawyer said he later passed a polygraph. Slowly, the impossible story checked out. A journalist spent months documenting the case. The account is now broadly accepted as real. Most investigators concluded he told the truth. But truth did not mean peace. The cost of those 400 days remained. Cordoba's family later sued Alvarenga. They alleged he had eaten their son. He denied it, and no evidence was produced. By his account, he kept his promise. He did not eat the body. Still, the lawsuit pressed on a grieving family's pain. And one fact never softened. 2 men left shore. Only one came home. That gap does not close. Alvarenga never had a survival plan. He had something simpler and harder. A refusal to stop. The body endures more than we think. Right up until the choice is taken away. Most people would have quit in a single week. So picture yourself on that open boat. No land, no clock, no promise of rescue. Only the moon, rising and setting, over and over. Ask yourself the only question that matters. How many moons could you bring yourself to count?